It's Saturday, July 23. It's going to be a hot day today. I think 98 today and 98 tomorrow. And it's been hot for the past few days. So I've been watering and that's about it. It's not real fun to be up here when it's 98 and humid. But I'm here in the morning today and it's not bad in the shade. I haven't mowed in quite a while. I got, 5 inches of grass, more in places. Sort of swallowing up stuff. This basket grass is always a challenge. But certain things do okay, climb above, and don't really mind it too much. Obviously they'd do better if they were tended a little more. These red currants don't do super well. Lots of blackberries ripe. I see a couple in there, not too many in this lower patch, but and these I just learned recently. These dots are, I guess, sun scald or some sort of ants on that guy. Or super tasty though, but little Japanese beetles hitting everything. Elderberry fruits ripening. I don't know what I'm going to do with those. If anything, aronia fruits also getting close, but not quite. They need to be like properly ripe before you eat them. Some squashes ripening. A bunch of strawberries kind of buried in here that I'm intending to plant eventually. Raspberries. This is the new cornelian, one of 2 cornelian cherries I put in, doing pretty well. The other one's on the swale over there. Some jade chokes that I'm gonna get rid of. I'm thinking about putting in a hoop house here, back to those blue flags. So greenhousey kind of thing, just with hoops and plastic over it. These hazelnuts are getting hit pretty hard by Japanese beetles. Hopefully I get nuts at some point. I still haven't seen any little nut things forming, although they're the flowers, so this guy's just now flowering. I don't fully understand the flowering cycle of hazelnuts. Let me stay low down here. I put in some, over just beyond that strawberry triangle, some sochan seeds, which is a native plant I just learned about this year. I guess I knew about it, but it's a coneflower. I think it's called a green-headed coneflower, or I forget, it's got some other name. Anyway, I put some seeds in here and over there as well. It's very similar to black-eyed Susan. It's another rudbeckia, and also similar to echinacea. And those seem to do quite well in our clay soil here, and pollinators enjoy them. This wild bergamot is starting to flop over, but yeah, it's almost done flowering. But there have been butterflies on this like non-stop for weeks. I see just bees right at the moment. Here's the other cornelian cherry. I'll walk around the corner here. One of them, put some sunflower seeds in. That guy's not doing too well. Nothing planted up here. I feel like this is where I've seen that sochan before. Oh, the other name is cutleaf coneflower, but I don't see it right at the moment. These are some pawpaw seeds I planted like 3 or 4 years ago. I might graft improved varieties onto those guys and move them to the backyard or something. Wineberries, big old pawpaw. This is actually that pawpaw, and there's one more lost in here somewhere. This guy. He's not doing so good, but they are improved varieties and not from seed. Juneberry. These beds are kind of a mess. Jujube. Looking okay. They're just finishing flowering. Yeah, I see flowers on that guy, and there's a little fruit forming. Of these squashes, the Black Beauty zucchini has done really well. And this is like a yellow crookneck. And then I had 4 more that just melted. Don't know why, but not digging the heat, I guess. Another jujube that, don't know why, but it lost one whole arm, but it should bounce back. Autumn olive. Yeah, these beds are out of control. The groundhog was MIA for like 18 months, but he's back, and you can see like just lopping off the top of some of these tree collards, quite a few of them, but they're growing back. Hopefully they're enough to satiate him, and a couple make it through to the winter. I'm wanting to see if they'll overwinter and be truly a perennial. Bunch of okra in here, a couple of them doing well. Peppers, see like peppers low on that guy's got 2 nice bell peppers. These are like long skinny like banana pepper things. These beds are totally forsaken. I'm mostly just letting the lettuce flower and set seed. There's lots of other stuff, but yeah, I want to get lots of lettuce seeds, and then I'll probably wipe this bed and start over for the fall. But there are tons of lettuce plants flowering. Also this devil's thumb stuff, which I probably ought to remove, although there's a Japanese beetle eating on devil's thumb, so I don't know. Black locust coming up in the path, or is that in the bed? This grows so fast, that's crazy. That was like not there a month ago, so that's all like, well, there's a black locust and that guy, but just popping up here like crazy. This is a walnut, I believe. Yep, so that's from that guy who has tons of walnuts. Well, who knows, the squirrels plant them all over the place. Some blueberries still. We have netting over just 1/2 of this one plant, but there definitely are blueberries on this left guy. All the rest are kind of done. Some chicory flowers. Let's see what they taste like. I haven't had one in a while. Blueberry. Sort of bitter. Tastes like summer lettuce. Aronia. That guy's not quite as happy. It's in a somewhat drier, sunnier spot than the other one. These grapes, which I am finally letting grow this year, are producing grapes, but I guess they need to turn colors. I don't know if there's another cluster there. But yeah, the Japanese beetles are going to town on these grapes. But I'll walk up to my muscadines. They're really not up on the muscadines. So I don't know if it's just that they prefer this species. Cucumbers, have had so many cucumbers. We're just like leaving them here now, but there are, I don't know, probably 40, 50 cucumbers just dangling here that are all freaking massive. And then beans. I don't even know what kind of beans these are. Tons of beans. Really long. Need to like look through my email and see what I purchased, but some big old long bean pods. And man, the top of the bamboo, well, it's going another 3 feet past the bamboo. I need to get in here and harvest some beans. Here's a volunteer tomato. Oh, sorry, this guy, tomato plant. Definitely pretty overgrown. Pears are getting close. One of these persimmons has fruits. I wouldn't be surprised if multiple do, and I just haven't looked closely enough. But this third guy definitely has some fruits, getting pretty large already. There's some more too up high. Asparagus patch grown overgrown, however you say it. There's a butterfly. Pretty guy. He's big, man. He's like, sorry, bud. And that's a different one. Or maybe it's a male-female thing. Jay choke's getting super tall. There's some stuff on the uphill side that they sort of shade out, but not too badly. My potatoes, I still see some flowers on the potatoes. And then the oak, the left side has done pretty well. There was another one in here that died. Although there may still be some tubers left behind. Here are the muscadines. So like no sign of any Japanese beetle damage on them. Tons of morning glory as well. I'm not doing much weeding at all, but just trying to like at least keep the morning glory from pulling the muscadine down. Some of them are pretty short and need help to get up and above. This one guy's doing amazing. Fig tree with sticking my pants. Fig tree. Yeah, the muscadines are doing quite well. The reason I chose to plant muscadine was for this exact kind of weather, for like super hot and humid conditions. So I think they're doing pretty well. Here's a goji flowering and producing goji berries. This is the Apios americana, which is doing pretty well. Should be flowering pretty soon. Yeah, I've been pleased with how this is done. I'm going to probably get some more of these or move some of the tubers to other spots. They do kind of go everywhere. And kind of like, will go one way and then climb back on themselves. But yeah, they're finding their way up. And then some scarlet runner beans. This is that long bean, so pink flower, I don't know, long skinny one. Beans aren't quite as happy here as in that lower bed. Some gooseberries. Oh, and so here's where, well, I've got 3 Asian pears that I'm keeping. And there were we had a couple that were like about to break a branch off. Here, wow, this guy's got a bunch. I need to probably thin that out a little bit. A couple more here. It was super wet for a while. That's probably why that guy split. But yeah, I had a peach, a plum, another plum, a nectarine, and then that guy's an apricot. And I'm going to remove him as well. So all the stone fruit guys are gone. You can see why. Here's the like black rot shit that was growing on the plum. They were all pretty. This is the nectarine that was there. And you can see just diseased as hell with fruits all kind of messed up. This apricot strangely looks pretty good, but from what I've read, I don't think it's worth my effort to let this go any longer. It's already been in the ground for, I think this is probably its 5th year with no production at all. So he's gonna go. And I think what I'm gonna do is, the pears have done, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 European pears. I don't know the varieties, but they do produce pretty well. I think they're just like Danjou or Bartlett or some common variety, but they do pretty well. They're quite old and kind of, they still look happy, but don't know how much longer those are going to last. So I kind of want to get the next generation of pears going. So I think I'm going to put in a European pear on the corner there where that plum was. And then down by the shed on the Gorilla cart, I have 2 potted things. One's a Girardi mulberry, which I think I'm going to put kind of southwest of the European pear. I need to move that Hanson's bush cherry and probably give it away. But so pear, mulberry, another little mini mulberry, and then another European pear, kind of where that stake is. And there's a Hanson's there. So this spot's, there used to be a currant in there, but it's dead, I think. So anyway, like 3 Asian pears in the back, 2 European pears kind of flanking that hopefully shouldn't steal too much sunlight. And then kind of in the foreground here, 2 mini mulberries. The Gerardi I think only gets to be like 8 feet tall, 9 feet tall. And then the other one I got was a dwarf everbearing or something, which might be like 12 or 10. But yeah, definitely understory-ish. And then on to the south here, you can see the panels there. I'm gonna do a Che tree, and that's the other guy I have down by the shed. Che, which is I think related to mulberry and to fig, maybe mulberry, but that'll get to be like 25 feet tall, so a much larger tree. And this nectarine I cut down was like 25 feet tall. It grew super fast, but that'll be tall enough that it'll shade kind of this area of path, and the bench should get decent sun because there's nothing tall in here, although there will be one pawpaw if I leave that guy there. But yeah, Che. And then I think I'm gonna do another European pear where that apricot is, and then that's an apple behind, so it'll be tight, but I can prune back this guy a little bit to give the European pear space. Che. Yeah, so just kind of redoing this whole top section, and need to kind of figure out what the understory is going to be, you know, as I redo this island. It'd be nice to have a little path up the middle or some way to kind of a keyhole type setup. But for now, focusing on the overstory stuff. That's sort of it. So I don't know, mostly just watering and doing the like critical things that are needed to keep things from dying, but not really much more. Which is fine. Definitely need to, well, I didn't walk all the way to the very top, but there are hardy kiwis and some blackberries below those I need to harvest. All right, that's it.